I need. So in the yoga studio, obviously, there's all kinds of different props. We often start sitting up on like a cushion. Pillows are too squishy. Need something firmer. I took a cushion off a piece of furniture the other day, which worked fine to sit on. The problem was you're supposed to then at some point put your arms behind you. It was too deep and I couldn't reach the floor. I couldn't get far enough behind it to reach the floor. So I'm just looking around.
Okay. Issue was helping, obviously. Oh, helping-ish?
The problem, I think, with this doing it the way you had me do it, it's not gonna. They want you to sign in from the email that they send to your account so they know who's there. Well, it's gonna be your email.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work, right? I don't know if it'll let me.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey. Somebody's taking their trash barrels in.
So what time is it? Oh, it's 9:15.
Yeah,
She won't log into it, right?
probably not.
So do you think it's gonna work doing it in a different email than mine?
I don't think the email makes a difference. I don't think.
It doesn't matter, the link is there.
Yeah, the link is there. I mean, on the screen will come up Henson's iPad, but I'm sure other people have, you know, different iPads and different computers and all that they're using. It's not specific to one person. I mean, I can always change the name on it to Cheryl's iPad. I don't care. I mean, but we'll see if this works. Oh, something's coming. I hear noise. Somebody else coming in. It's too many to get ready, I think. think. Yeah, I think she's getting ready.
Hey, Katie,
Hi,
how you doing?
good. How are you doing?
Good, all is well, thank God.
Whoops, you just went away.
I did?
Yep,
I can see me.
here you are.
Oh,
What's going on? Anything exciting?
yeah, right. You know
We
how
had
it is.
Run down our street last night.
You had what?
Took away all the trash cans. I was out chasing trash cans this morning. I've never seen that much water come down this street.
Yeah, it was something, wasn't it? Wow.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
You are really faint.
Hey, Hans.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's turned up pretty loud.
Okay.
I'm not able to get my. See me?
It's got anybody but your picture, but
And I hit the thing and nothing happens.
what's it say up there?
Oh, I'm glad we can do this.
Still no picture. What is going on here? You can see everybody?
Down here.
Yeah. That's everybody that's coming.
Your name is there.
Yeah, I know, but not your picture. Switch to.
I just need to be able to see.
Yeah, I don't think you once you're seeing two people. Sharon. I don't know why no pictures come up. But you can hear and see everybody else.
Okay, how do I rename it?
Hmm?
How do I rename it?
I don't think you can either. But
You did it yesterday.
that it?
Yeah.
I don't have to look around.
Well, you just had that there a minute ago.
It did? Yeah. Or was it? Switch camera.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hey, yogis.
Yeah.
Hi, Ann.
Hey, everybody. All right. Hello, happy Monday. I know time and days are a little more confusing than usual right now. Since this is our Gentleman Therapeutics class, we're going to do a little check-in like we would if we were in person. And then I'm going to pause our video. As with all of our movements and classes, take care of yourself. If something doesn't feel right, feel free to opt out. And then during the course of the class, I'll mute everybody just so that there isn't background sound that pulls the video away from my instruction. But if there's a tech problem, like do something like this, because I will be watching the screen. And so if I see some kind of strange movement, I'll stop and then notice if there's an issue. Or if you have like a burning question that I like, if you can't see me all of a sudden, I walk out of the frame like, what just happened? I will usually not do that, but because this is reality, I had FedEx come to my door last week. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I need to deal with something. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna give me just a sec. I'm gonna mute our crew. And then find a comfortable position to start. We'll be doing some neck stretches in our opening, so you might, just for efficiency purposes, want to start seated and upright. But feel free to start some other way if lying down is calling to you, or if leaning up against a wall or a bed feels better for right now. And take a moment to welcome yourself into this space. Feel your foundation, the tangible support beneath you. Sense the length of your spine. There's a bit of rooting down into your seat and elongating the crown of the head upward. And as you do that, as this length opens up along the spine, you might imagine, I think of the head being lifted up and the shoulder blades gliding down, so the space between the base of the skull and the top of the shoulder blades is getting longer. Breathe now into the space between the shoulder blades. And now breathe into the space beneath the shoulder blades. The muscles that rise up like two long ribbons or ridges alongside the spine. Breathe down to the low back, down to the back of the pelvis. Once again, returning your attention to the tangible support beneath you. I find I look for grounding practices these days, as it feels like sometimes the ground is not so firm beneath us as it used to feel. And especially as we sense that groundlessness, we can be in a moment of not knowing, and also feel what is steady beneath us in this moment. Let the breath flow in. Let the breath flow out. There's some of the old wisdom in yoga that can be useful. It comes from the Yoga Sutras, written a couple thousand years ago, maybe about 1700, more or less. And I'll continue talking as you roll your shoulders gently up and back, down and around. And one of the short phrases of instruction encourages us to focus on three things. And in Sanskrit, roll the other way. In Sanskrit, they are tapas, swadhyaya, and ishvara pranidhana. Lift the shoulders up to the ears, squeeze them, hold them, release them down. Do that again, squeeze, hold, and release them down. One more time, squeeze and hold, release them down. Shoulder blades together, the elbows can help, but mainly feel the effort, the muscles in the upper back, contracting, shoulder blades squeeze together, and then let it go. Shoulder blades again squeeze together, and let it go. Shoulder blades squeeze together, and let it go. Now take your right hand and rest it right, it's like the heel of the hand on your temple, and do a little isometric exercise here. So you're resisting the head this way into the hand is pressing that way, but nothing is really changing position. And then leave the hand there, but relax the effort. With your next exhale, and keep the belly zipped up here, resist the hand and the head together. Inhale, relax the resistance. We'll do one more. Exhale, resisting, head into hand, hand into head. And release, let that arm come down, go to the other side. Exhale, resisting. Inhale, releasing. Exhale, resisting. Inhale, releasing. One more time. Exhale, resisting. Inhale, releasing. And now, without any resistance, tilting the head over to one shoulder. Gently up and over to the other shoulder. There's no rush, but right now we won't spend much time on any one side. We'll do that shortly. Over to the other side. And now whatever side you're headed over to, pause there, stay there, breathe. Notice what you feel in the side of the neck that's getting longer. Return to center, over to the other side. Breathing here. For my friends who love using the hand to the head, we're going to do this again and add some extra body parts. So know that that's coming. Come on back to center. And now we'll turn the head, pure rotation. And the eyes will be, see if you can keep your eyes at the same level, like they're following an imaginary horizon line. When the eyes are level, it will tend to keep the head doing just rotation as opposed to going like up and around. Which you can do, and we might do later. For right now, we're taking one direction at a time. So now as you turn your head to the right, stay there. And similar to what we did with the resistance before, if your head is turned to the right, it will be your left hand that'll come to your head. You can have it on the temple or near more closer to the cheek or the side of the face. And you'll resist as if you wanted to turn your head back to face front, but your hand is going, no, 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 not yet. Relax the resistance. 2 more times. Resist. The head wants to turn to face front, and then release. 1 more time. Head wants to turn to face front and release. Gently lower the arms. Bring the head back to center. Take a couple of gentle shoulder rolls. Turn the head to the other side. Same thing here. If you're looking to the left, bring your right hand to the right side of your head and then resist and release. Exhale again, resist. Remember, keep the sitting bones rooted and the abs on. Release the resistance 1 more time. Exhale, resisting. And releasing. Release the arms completely. Come to center. Roll again the shoulders gently. And now take the chin forward, and then you'll retract the chin. I'll turn sideways just so you can see the demonstration. So in this case, we'll take the chin forward and then we'll retract it, like we're trying to make lots of little chins. Not to go down or to go up, we'll do that in a moment. But straight back, so you feel some muscles in the back of the neck. It's part of like reminding the neck and resetting it so it's like, so it finds its way back, so the head is over the shoulders rather than out in front of us. It's like slow motion funky chicken. Pull and retract the chin, and then send it out. Pull and retract the chin. And here's another place where keeping the gaze at horizon level can help keep the head in that same upright position. And then release. Now let's take the chin down. It can go as low as it wants to. And then slowly up as high as it wants to. You can lean the head back, but don't drop the head back. Slowly lower the chin toward the chest. And then just as slowly lifting the chin, feel the space in the front of the throat. And again, bring the chin down. Lift the chin, making space in the front of the throat. Stay there for another breath, and then slowly come to center. Shrug one shoulder, and then the other. Notice the direction you're moving. And then reverse it. And release. Sit tall. If your legs are crossed, take a moment to wiggle them around, change the cross of your legs, or simply reposition. And as you're reset, we'll turn the head again this time as you're looking over your right shoulder. It's the same hand, the right hand. So now we're resisting. The head wants to look way over your shoulder, and the hand is like, not so far. And resist. And again, 2 more times. Resist and release. Last time, resist and release. Come back to center. Change sides, looking over the left shoulder, left hand, resisting as your head wants to twist and turn more, and then release. Resisting into the twist, and release. One more time. I notice one side feels different than the other. Maybe you do too. And release. Come on back to center. Lower the chin to the chest. Roll the head to one side. Roll the head to the other side. Come on back to center. Take the head over to the right shoulder. Place the right hand down toward the floor, the mat beside you. Take the left hand behind your head so that you're making a lot of space on this side. Breathe here, rooting down into your seat a little extra on the left side and feeling a bit of the space between the ribs on that side as well. Now, any amount, reach the left arm overhead if that feels okay. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Sweep the left arm up, keep the rest of the body in the side bend. Bring your left arm out, and it won't come all the way to the floor. It'll come down low enough that you feel, once again, some kind of stretchy something over in the left side of the neck. And then this other hand, which was on the floor, right hand, comes to the head for a little bit of assistance. You decide how much. Our aim is to encourage the stretch, but not to be harsh with it, not to force anything. If it feels good or if it feels interesting, you might gently turn the head. You might rotate the arm, moving it a bit forward or back. Just notice the way that these subtle changes in position and motion can message into the neck. Oh, what happens if you open up your mouth and stretch the jaw? And letting go of some of that tension that gets up around the base of the jaw, under the ear. And now relax the left arm. Use the right hand as if you were picking up your head. Relax the neck on the way up. And, let it go. Pause for a moment. Notice each side of the neck. Maybe they feel different right now. Tilt over to the other side. And at first, as you tilt to the left hand goes to the floor and the right hand goes behind the head. Breathe while you're here, anchoring the right side of your seat, lengthening the right elbow toward the ceiling. And if it feels right in your body, extending the top arm. You can always adjust, Cheryl, make sure the shoulders are taken care of. I'm not sure if I'm seeing you in reverse or the right way around, so whichever shoulder needs extra care, take care of that. Breathe here. And now staying in the side bend, reach the right arm to the sky and then down, not all the way to the floor, just low enough that you feel, oh, there's something interesting over here in that stretchy side of the neck. Add the left hand on the head and breathe here. The hand helping encourage the stretch, maybe a slow turning of the head, tilting of the head, rotating the right arm, moving it a bit. Some heights and some positions will create more sensation in the neck. Open up the mouth, stretch the jaw, letting go of tension right up at the base of the skull, right up near the hinge of the jaw, below the ear. Breathe here. Take another breath or two. And then release the right hand. Bring the left hand so it supports your head. And using the head to lift the head, the hand to lift the head. Release the arms and gentle circles. Release. Now, let's bring the ribs into this movement. They haven't had a chance to move much. Circle your rib cage around. Move as generously as you would like to. Go the other way. Come to center. Lower the chin to the chest. This time, bring your shoulders with you, shoulders round forward, and draw the navel in so the whole spine is in a C curve. You can feel free to tuck the tail underneath as well. And then open up gradually into a back bend, lifting the heart and melting the shoulders behind you. Take it at your pace. So as you exhale, pull the navel in and round forward into the letter C. And then as you inhale, gradually open up, reversing the curve. Exhale, draw the navel in, rounding forward, tucking in. Inhaling, opening. Just like that, exhaling, draw the navel in, rounding. Inhale, lifting the heart, opening. One more time. and back to upright. Unwind your legs, and we're gonna move around from the floor. You're stretching the body out in different directions. So lie down on your mat, your floor, and get what you like to have to be comfortable. If you like a blanket or a pillow underneath your head, have that. And as you recline, take a moment to hug the knees, draw them toward the chest. Adjust the spacing of the knees so it works for you. So if you like the knees like really close, like side by side, you can do that. If it feels better in your body to have the knees wider, if that feels more free, then do that. This is your practice. Choose what works for you. And then let's bring the knees so they're close together. They might be side by side. They might not be touching, but they will move together as if they were one unit. Circle the knees around. That's it, all around. As you complete this circle, reverse it. Feel the way the pelvis is sort of rocking or rolling around on the floor. That's part of the goodness of this movement. Return to center. Take the left foot down. Take the right knee to the chest, clasp behind the thigh, shrug your shoulders down. So our mission in this first hamstring stretch is to some of the hamstrings stretch better with a straighter leg, and others stretch better with a bent knee. And in this case, we're aiming for the ones that get a better stretch when the knee is bent. So keeping the thigh in close to the chest is sort of a secret key for getting that bent knee hamstring stretch. So keep the thigh in. Don't move the thigh at all. Just move the shin and the foot. It'll go up until you feel some stretchy something in the back of the leg, and then you'll slowly bring the foot back down. Again, the thigh stays in the same position the whole time, extending until you feel something stretchy in the back of the leg. Thigh doesn't move at all, and then bend again. And one more time, extending the leg until you feel something stretchy. Breathing in, breathing out. And then hold there. Hold in the position where you feel the stretchy something. And while you're feeling the stretch, rotate the ankle that's up in the air. Take your time. I can't hear everyone's Rice Krispies. I can only hear mine right now, but I'm imagining it. And it makes me happy. Go the other way. Know that you're in good company if your ankle is making some noise right now. Flex and point the foot. We'll go back to flexing and pointing again, just a little bit. Bend the knee. And now turn your knee out to the side and use both hands to rock the shin side to side. So we're moving the thigh bone around in the hip joint. As you rock it, change the angle. Like sometimes rock with the knee more toward your armpit. Sometimes rock with the knee more out to your side. Find where your range of motion is and kind of vary the position within your comfortable range of motion. Unwind the leg, same leg. This time now, we're going to explore the straighter leg hamstring stretch. So, extend the leg. Now, it doesn't have to be 100% straight. If the hamstrings are like, ooh, this is a lot. Sometimes if the hammies are tight, the leg won't straighten unless it's down low, like I'm showing right now, like at a 45-degree angle-ish. So if that's the case in your body, allow the knee to bend enough that the foot can get more or less above the hip. So the leg overall is vertical with whatever the minimal amount of bend required. Then breathe, and we'll stay right here. And if you want to hold behind the thigh, or you want to hang on to your clothing or your pant leg, you can do that. If you have a bathrobe sash or a yoga belt or some kind of strap that you want to use to lasso the foot, you can use that. It is not mandatory. You can hold with whatever you like and however you like. But you must breathe. Shrug the shoulders down, inhaling, exhaling. And now while we're here in the hamstring stretch, flex and point the foot. If you can feel anything that's really sharp, then by all means, dial it back. What we're aiming for is a bit of stretchiness, and as we're flexing and pointing, we're not just stretching the muscles, there's a bit of gliding the nerves. And we want them to be free to glide rather than to get stuck. When I think of what nerves don't like, they don't like to feel kind of stuck to muscles or each other. They don't like to be like dried out old pasta. They like to be like fresh, slippery pasta. Release that stretch and take this knee in circles, with or without the hand. Any amount it wants to go around, go the other way. And touch the foot down. And bring the other knee to the chest, and we'll start out with the hands clasped behind the thigh. Shrug the shoulders down, and this is the very bent knee hamstring stretch first. We've got a whole laundry list here over on this side. And check in with your neck too. Make sure it's comfortable. Maybe the neck wants to roll a little side to side. Let go of a bit of tension there. And then we bring our attention back to the stretch in the back of the thigh. With the knee very bent to start, moving only the lower leg. Remember, in this case, the thigh bone, the thigh, they do not move at all. It's just the lower leg swinging up toward the ceiling and then swinging gently back down until there's no stretch. Swinging up and back down. And one more time, and then we'll stay. Stay in the stretch, breathe, and rotate the ankle slowly while in the stretch. Remember, you are in charge, so you can adjust the amount of intensity here. Reverse direction. And now release that. The knee is bent. Hold the shin with both hands, the shin, the knee, wherever it's convenient for you, and rock the shin across the body, side to side, varying the angle. Sometimes the knee goes up more toward the armpit and its own elbow. Other times it goes out more to your side. Explore what your comfortable range of motion is and visit different spots along that range of motion. Now unwind the leg, take the leg up in the air. Now the straighter version of the hamstring stretch. Again, feel free to hold the thigh, hold your pant leg, or lasso the foot with a yoga belt or dog leash or other thing. Breathing in and breathing out. And it doesn't hurt here to zip up the belly. Zip up the belly and have the spine as long as it can be. Check in with the back of the neck.
It doesn't need to work too much because the floor is right there to support you. Bringing the leg toward the chest any amount. If you feel anything that's sharp and zingy and nervy, dial it back. Flex and point the foot while you're here. And now gently bend the knee and take circles with the knee, with or without the hand. Reverse direction. Return to center. Bring both knees into the chest. Again, at a comfortable distance, the knees apart. And then exhale, zip up the belly, and let's create a little resistance here. You can hold behind the thighs or around the shins, wherever it works nicely for you, to feel a sense that you can resist the hands holding the legs and the legs trying to get away. Now, of course, if you're holding behind the thighs, it's more the thighs that are getting away. The shins aren't popping up in the air. Whatever's making contact, that's what's resisting. Feel your muscles in the abdomen. Let your low back be long and strong. And then release the resistance. Relax the shoulders and the feet and the neck and the jaw. Let's do that resistance 2 more times. Exhale, resist the legs into the arms. Zip up the belly. If it feels interesting, you can lift your nose up and make it more of a compact little ball. And inhale, relax and release. Remember, nothing is mandatory, so adjust so it works for you. Last time, exhale, resist. Zipping up the belly, maybe lifting the head. Definitely breathing, even in the effort. Slowly lower the head. Sorry guys, you might be hearing some background noise. The dogs are out in the backyard. Rock a little side to side. Touch one foot down. Touch both feet down. Heel toe your feet out, mat width apart. Open the arms out generously and windshield wiper the knees side to side, taking your time as you move. Tip the knees over to the right and leave them there. If your right foot wants to cross on top of the left thigh, feel free to do that. If that doesn't feel good, then leave the foot on the mat, on the floor. If your left arm wants to reach overhead for a bit of extra stretch on the left side, you can do that as well. Remember, the only thing that is mandatory is the breath. Make sure you're breathing. Take 2 more generous breaths here, guiding the awareness along the space on the left side of the torso. If the legs are crossed, uncross them first, lower the arms, and sweep the knees over to the left. As the knees sweep to the left, make whatever choices feel right here. Optionally crossing the left ankle over the right thigh, optionally reaching the right arm overhead, and mandatory breathing, especially guiding the breath and the attention to the spacious right side of the torso. Easy in the shoulders and neck, even if the arm is reaching overhead, not too much work right up by the base of the neck. or two right here. Release the arm, uncross the legs, gently return to center, heel toe the feet back in, a little closer to each other. Bring the right knee into the chest, give it a hug, whichever way is comfortable for you. Stretch the other leg out long and strong. As much straightening as that leg can do, and even as the leg straightens a lot, send your left heel down into the floor, as if you could connect and plug in the heel to the earth, and the sole of your foot is pressing an invisible wall. Breathe here. Release the left hand and rest it on the front of the front of the pelvis on the left side, or if you can reach to the upper thigh. My arms are kind of short, so that feels like a long way for me. But if it's comfortable, front of the thigh, front of the pelvis, anywhere in there. And it's like a reminder for this side of the body, for this leg and thigh to stay just where it is right now, as the right knee heads out to the right. And breathe here. Left leg steady and strong, that's part of your anchor. Right knee out to the side, however much it wants to go, and the right hand offers a little bit of support and encouragement. So that if you're getting some big stretch in the, say, the inner right thigh or the inner groin, the hand is there to make it manageable. The hand can also be there if you're like, well, nothing's stretching over there. Maybe give it a tug. If you feel some sensation on the inner thigh or inner groin, that's great. That's on the stretchy side. If you feel something achy over in the outer right buttock, that is not stretching. That's compressing. Don't lean into that. Take a breath in. And breathe out. Bring the knee back in. Bottom leg stays straight. But now our rules have changed. Just as we change our hands. Left hand to the right knee or shin or wherever. Right arm out to the side. And we'll come into a twist. The bottom leg, although it will remain fairly straight, is free to rotate. And the right hip gets to come with us. So rock the shin across the body and then bring it back. We'll go in and out a few times. Use this moving in and out to check things out, suss it out. How does this feel in your body? How does this feel in your back right now? And then as you come over into the twist, what's it like now as we stay a while? And once you're in the twist, explore what feels best for your body right now. Maybe one knee bent feels just right. Maybe your body's like, oh, my low back would like a little more flatness. And in that case, maybe pull the other knee in until you're in a more fetal position, both knees bent in the twist. That's feeling really nice for me today, but sometimes I like something different. So see what works for you. And now while we're over on this side, go ahead, everyone, and bring both knees in. So we're in an almost fetal position over on our right side, left side. Reach your right arm out in front of you. If you're starting to think this looks a little like bow and arrow or opening and closing our book, you would be correct. If you want more support under your head, fluff your pillow or use your bottom arm to support. Reach your top arm out in front of you. And then inhale, open your book. Exhale, close the book, rolling onto your side. Inhale, open the book. If it feels nice to follow your moving thumb with your gaze, so the head is gently, gradually turning, then include that to the extent it feels right for you. And remember, if bending the elbow and going in and out more in a bow and arrow style suits you better on this side, do what the body requests. And then as you open this time, stay in the twist. Maybe the headrest can lower. Maybe the arms want to open out wide. If the wide open arms don't feel quite right, you might place the right hand, rest the fingers on the rib cage. Take a few breaths here, allowing a little bit of extra breath to migrate into the right lung and the right rib cage, not forcing, just taking advantage of the additional space over here. Ease your way back to center, drawing both knees into the chest. And now this time we'll keep the left knee hugged in and stretch the right leg out long. Breathe here, hugging the left knee in. Remember, hands are placed wherever it's useful on the hugged in leg. Reach the right leg strongly out, as straight as you can, yet still pressing the heel into the earth. Right foot flexed as if you're standing on an invisible wall. Release the right hand to rest on the front of the right thigh or the right pelvis. And then keeping the right leg steady as your anchor. Guide the left knee, open to the left, and then back again. Open to the left. And bring it back. Let's go one more time in and out. And the next time we'll stay a while. So the bottom leg stays exactly where it is as the knee goes out to the side. Use your left hand to provide just right amount of support. So maybe there's a stretch in the inner thigh, the inner groin, but there's not any sense of pinchiness in the outer hip or buttock area. This is not a hip stretch. The muscles on that side are actually getting shorter for the most part. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Take another breath here, and on an exhale, zipping up the belly, guide the knee in to center, and change hands, preparing for the twist. Right hand to left leg, left arm out to the side. Rock gently toward the twist and then back to center. Just like that. The next time you rock into the twist, you'll stay there. Breathe. Knee goes across the body any amount. Take a few breaths here with the bottom leg stretched out. And then another few breaths in your favorite variation on the twist. Remember, you can keep the bottom leg extended, or bend both knees and pull them in. We'll all do that in a moment, but you do for right now what feels nice in your body. Take a couple more breaths. I see Juliet's got a little friendly furry friend. I just had our cat join me. She's vaguely interested. Now from this side, we'll add the open and close the book or the bow and arrow movement. So roll yourself completely over to your side. I'm going to look away for just a moment as we change sides. And you'll be completely on your right side in a fetal position. Use your arm or fluff the pillow underneath you, and then the left arm leads the way. Open your book, follow the thumb with your gaze if you wish, and then gently close the book. Just like that. Inhale, open the book. Exhale, close the book. Again, if the bent elbow, bow and arrow version feels better for your body, feel free to do what feels right. Continue. And then remain in the twist and take a few deep breaths. Now guiding the awareness into the left side of the rib cage, allowing perhaps a bit more breath to flow into the space available. Inhaling, exhaling. When you're ready, exhale, zipping up the belly, returning to center. Making circles any way you like with the knees. Reverse direction. And then rock over. Well, actually, don't rock over just yet. Stretch both legs out long, as if we're doing, I'll be right back, I need to do a kitty removal. Okay, go. Sometimes she visits, sometimes she eats the plants. Okay, stretch the legs out, and in this case, think less about Shavasana and more about like Tadasana or mountain pose, but this is like horizontal Tadasana. So there's some nice energy in the legs, the feet are flexed, and then send your right leg, so the kneecaps face the ceiling, the feet are flexed, so the toes are facing the ceiling, and it's like we're standing up, kind of. Belly zipped up. Slide your right leg off. Actually, let's do this on the left leg first, because you guys can see me better. Slide your left leg out to the left. Your toes may want to roll out, but we're not going to let them do that right now. We're going to keep the left leg will be off your mat, but facing forward. Then the other leg will follow it. So both legs go over to the same side. You should feel really crooked. If it's too crowded in the left side of your waist, you can always scoot your feet back just a little more to center. If it feels okay, maybe you're getting a little bit of stretchy feeling even now on the right side. Reach the right arm overhead, either up in the air or overhead and toward the floor if that feels okay. Then the other arm goes overhead. And imagine we're standing, think of like the standing side bend, like we're trying to do that. You can tilt your left ear towards your left shoulder, and then start to walk both hands to the left as well. So if I were standing up or seated, I'd be doing this kind of thing. And you're just doing this while lying flat. Now, if you're super comfortable in this position and your left hand wants to hold on to your right forearm, like we would do in a side bend, you can do that. You might also, while we're here, take your left leg, it may seem wrong, but it's right, take your left ankle and cross it so it's resting on top of your right ankle. Pinning the right ankle down. Adding to the stretch in the right side of the body and the right side of the groin or the hip flexors. Take a few more breaths right here. Now gently release the arms first. If the legs are crossed, uncross the one leg and place the foot flat. Bring the other foot flat on the mat. Bring yourself back to even and center. Hug the knees in, scoop the belly up. Lift your head if you like. Curl up, get compact. And slowly lower back down. Touch the feet to the mat. Stretch both legs out long and find your horizontal Tadasana once again, with the feet flexed. And from here, still the legs stay active, kneecaps to the ceiling, toes to the ceiling, and the right leg slides out off your mat to the right. The other leg follows it, so you're nice and crooked. Adjust a little if it feels too crowded on the right side of the waist. Now, since we know we've got an extra foot option, you can go ahead and do that now. You can take your right ankle and pin your left ankle with it. Take your arms overhead, any height up off the floor, and then lean your upper body to the right as well. Your right ear tipping towards your right shoulder. If your right hand wants to take hold of the left forearm, so you're in a long palm tree stretch on the ground, feel free here. And breathe. It's nice in this position, well, I don't know about nice, pleasant, but nice, useful, to, as you exhale, put some attention in the abdomen and pull the navel down. You may feel a hip flexor stretch, or you may simply feel some activation in this area. Gently unwind the arms and bring them down. Bend the right knee, place the foot flat. Bend the other knee, place the foot flat. Scoot yourself back so you're even and hug the knees in. Lift your head if you like. Get very compact. Resist if that feels good. Resist the legs into the arms, the navel pulling down toward the earth. And slowly release. Rock over to your side. Say rock over to your left side, or whichever side is facing your device if you want to see. That'll work too. Take your top hand to the top leg. And this is for a stretch for the front of the thigh. Now you can use your belt. You can hold on to your pant leg, to your clothing. Any of these will work for us. And I'm up on I have my hand supporting my head. You can have your head on a pillow if you like, or on your arm. The head position, not vitally important. You don't have to stay completely flat. And then zip up the belly a lot. Start to send your knee toward the other end of the mat. Breathe. Now you might explore, what does it feel like if? What does it feel like if I try to bring that heel on the top leg? What if I try to bring the heel close to my bum? Where do I notice sensation there? And all the while the other leg, your base leg, it's really bent. It's part of your foundation. Now what does it feel like if I try to resist? Resist the leg as if we were trying to escape. Breathing here. And then gently, gently release the handhold and allow the leg to move around in the air. Take the knee kind of like you want to bring your knee up toward your bicep, hug it in kind of toward the ceiling, froggy and awkward, if you will. If you feel awkward, you're really doing a great job. And then from here, maybe the leg extends and bends. See what that feels like right now. And then bend the knee and make some circles, moving the knee and the thigh around, rocking a little bit on the bottom hip. And bring the knee back in, and then come over to the other side. I'm gonna flip around so that you guys are still able to see if you are watching the monitor, so I don't have my back towards you. Over on the other side, same starting position, pretty fetal with both knees bent. And then as you get your headrest situation situated, you reach the top hand to the foot, to the pant leg, to the belt, to whatever you've got there. Zip up the belly a lot, even before there's anything else going on. And keep the belly zipped up as you start to bring the knee toward the opposite end of the mat. And sometimes as I'm looking to see what my leg is doing, because that's helpful, right? I don't want my knee up in the air just yet. That's another move. But sometimes while I'm looking at the leg, I'll notice that my upper body now is in a fetal position. So let that unfold a bit. What does it feel like when you bring the heel towards the bum? Trying to bring the heel in. Now, what does it feel like if you resist, as if the leg were trying to straighten and escape from the handhold? Oh, and there's one last thing. You did try it on the other side, but let's try it on this side. What happens if you squeeze your butt, squeeze the glutes on that side? What effect does that have? Ooh, that one's really neat. That one feels nice for me. Gently release. And then take this leg up in the air. A little bit of extending and bending the knee. Maybe find a bit of that back of the leg stretch. And then bend the knee kind of in a frog-legged position. Rock a little. Now when you're ready, come on back over to your side. And this time, we'll straighten out the body. So we're balancing kind of like a knife on its edge. And here's another spot where it's nice to momentarily glance down the long line of your body while you're sideways, just to see. Sometimes I notice my legs are out in front and I'm bent and I didn't know it. So if you've got like a yoga mat or floorboards or rug or something that you're on, you can use that to see, oh, am I in pretty much a straight line? Now the arm, if you're using it, or your headrest, that can be wherever it wants to, but the rest of the body's in a long line. And then in this case, we're going to lift up a bit. So come on up onto your forearm on the bottom hand and let your bottom rib cage drop. Like usually in most of our poses, I say don't let yourself be like a hammock. In this case, do be like a hammock. Melt the ribs down toward the mat while you're here. And breathe into the ribs over on this side. Now, if this is feeling all right, you want to add a little something extra to it. Bend the right knee, or the top knee. That's it. Now, if you're feeling very comfortable in this position and you want to do something extra bendy here, you can start to bring the leg up in the air. Maybe it goes a little Maybe it goes a lot. And just think, oh, what's that like? Now, if it feels better to hold the back of the thigh and hold the knee more in a bent position, use that. If it feels more interesting to have the legs straighter, I'm going to say, Connie, I can't see you, but I'm talking to you. And breathe, and breathe, and breathe. Good, bend the knee, bring it down. And now come back onto this kind of sideline stretchy position and start to walk, provided this bottom arm and shoulder are okay with it. Start to walk the arm away, and now I'm straightening my elbow. And I can kind of slide because I'm on the floor, but you're going to walk your hands out and just take as much length and go slowly as you reach this side out long. And once you're all the way stretched out long, take the top arm overhead. Reach long. Bottom hand now taking hold of the top arm for a little extra length. And maybe bend your bottom knee. Then your other leg, your other foot can come down all the way to the floor. And it's a gentle side bend again right here. That's it. Take an inhale. How long can this top side of the body reach? Exhale, relax. Bring the knees in. And when you're ready, slowly change sides. So as we head back over to this side, since we've already done the hip flexor stretch, we'll pick up with the long sideline position. Check the alignment of the legs, come up onto the forearm, and let your rib cage sink on this side. So I can do either. Let's see if I come a little further forward to show this a bit. Whoops, just disappeared. There we go. So I can intentionally lift my ribs up, but I can also sink them down. So do a little of that experiment for yourself on this side. Feel the muscles that it takes to lift the ribs up this way and then melt them down. Yeah, that's it, Juliet, yeah. Yep, lift them up and then melt them down. And when they're melting now, let them stay melting. Breathe while you're here. And the supporting arm, it can face forward or it can face more behind you. Palm can be up or down. Be comfortable. Palm can be on its side. Now, let's take the top leg. Start with a bent knee, holding either behind the thigh or around the shin, bringing the knee in and up. And then extend and bend the knee, any amount. The name for this pose that we're exploring is Vishnu's couch. So apparently this is how Vishnu likes to lay down on his couch with one leg in the air and over on his side. He likes to pose. He'd have been great with Instagram, I think. Leg up in the air, any amount of bend. So remember, if it feels better to hold behind the thigh and have more of a knee bend, that's better. Sometimes it feels nicer in the back or just nicer overall. If you want to straighten the leg more and that feels okay, then you can do that as well. Good. Yeah, that's it, Katie. Yeah. All right, Cheryl, I see just her foot in the air and I'm very happy to see that. Good, good. Every now and then I see Gretchen's sock. All right, bend the knee and bring the leg back down. And then over on this side, remember, take care of the shoulder and the arm on the bottom side. Start to walk the arm. I'm thinking of walking the arm straight overhead so that my armpit is opening toward the mat. Getting long here. making that long sideline position again. And then I'll take the top arm up overhead. Bottom hand can hold it. And then once I'm here, I'm going to suss it out. If I feel like, oh, this is pretty comfortable, I could add a little stretchiness to the bottom. Maybe I'm going to bend my bottom knee and stretch out the other leg so the inner edge of the top foot now is resting on the mat. It's a subtle side bend. Bring your awareness into the space on this side of the body. Gently now release. Bend the knees. And let's roll, rock, scoot our way to hands and knees to tabletop. From tabletop, we'll come back to it in a moment. Glide your hips back, find child's pose. Feet kind of close together, knees as wide apart as they want to be so you're comfortable. And arrange things so that this is the best child's pose for your body today. Maybe your head would like some support. Maybe a hand or a couple of arms or a block underneath the forehead would feel nice. Breathe down the back body, breathe into the low back. Inhaling. Exhaling. Walk the arms out in front of you. Slowly come up. Rediscover your tabletop position. Adjust the hand position so it works for you. Either palms are flat and fingers are spread, or up on the knuckles, or up on the forearms. Arch and round. I didn't mention it, but you can bring your knees back in if they were out wide for child's pose. Inhaling into a back bend. Exhale, lift the navel, round the spine, relax the neck. Inhaling, pull your heart forward through the gate of your shoulders. Exhale, lifting the navel and rounding. Take your time. This is a familiar movement. Whether you've done yoga for a long time or just a little while, or you're just a human, you have plenty of experience with this movement. Take your time with it, as if you were exploring it for the first time. Feel the subtle ways the length of your spine can move. Now, let your hips roll, let your shoulders roll. They can swoop and swirl. Go the other way. Return to center. Take the right leg back behind you with the toes tucked under. Rock forward and back so that when you rock back especially, you feel a stretch in the back of the leg. I get a nice calf stretch here. Now we'll do 3 knees to chest. So pull the right knee in towards your face and then stretch the leg back. The toes can be down or the leg can be raised. Pull the knee in again, exhale. And stretch the leg back. One last time, we'll hold it. Knee to face and hold and hold and hold. And then walk your foot up in between your hands. Scooch it, wriggle it, help it if it needs a little bit of help. And while you're here in this low lunge with the back knee down, if your back knee wants some extra padding, you can add a blanket or a towel, or if you're on a yoga mat, You can double over your yoga mat and make a little extra thickness one side. For our purposes today, we're going to stay pretty low. Bring your left hand in close to your right big toe. And bring your right hand to your right thigh. See how long your spine can be while you're here. And then turn your chest toward your bent thigh. Turn your chest to the right. That's it. Breathe while you're here. Press the right foot down into the mat, the heel down into the mat. If you're really happy and comfortable here, and you want to raise the top arm to the sky, feel free. If you really love hooking elbows and legs, you can enjoy this option. It is not mandatory. You can come upright. Actually, let's all come upright for a second. Let's all come up for a moment. Use your hands, press the thigh. Take a breath in, reach overhead. Bring the hands, both hands to the bent knee, or the bent thigh. Right hand comes to the hip, left hand goes more toward the knee. Grow tall, turn your chest to the right so we're all in a twist. Good. Now, if this feels like just the right amount of twist, you stay right there. If you want to add one arm reaching out, two arms reaching out, or overhead, you can do that. You want the hook thing. Take your elbow, left elbow, outside your right thigh, and you might bring your palms together. Twisty low lunge. If you're like, well, this seems like a terrible idea, then unwind the hooked part of the arm. Take 2 more breaths. Unwind. And step the right leg back. From here, maybe child's pose. Maybe swoop the hips and the shoulders around. Do one last thing here. Take the left leg back. Rock forward and back. Get the calf stretch. Exhale, draw the knee in towards your face. Inhale, reach the leg back. Exhale, knee to face. Inhale, reach the leg back. Last time, pull the knee in. And then step the foot through. At first, down low, bring the right hand toward your left big toe. Left hand to the thigh in a low, twisty shape. Reach the top arm to the ceiling if you like. Breathe. Take another inhale. Exhale, unwind. Walk the hands up the thigh. Bring your torso to upright. We're in a low lunge. Inhale, reach up overhead. Maybe take another breath or 2 here, nice and long. And then left hand to the thigh, right hand near the knee. Grow tall as you inhale, exhale, and twist. You might stay here. You might open the arms out wide or in another position. If you feel in the mood to hook the thigh, the right elbow, you gotta get in kind of low and close to the left thigh. Hook the elbow, twist, maybe bring the palms together. Definitely breathe. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Unwind gently. Bring the foot back. Glide your hips back, child's pose, any way that feels good to your body. Guide the breath right across the low back. Slowly come up and swing yourself around onto your back. Hug the knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Take a twist of your liking, any way you wish. As you twist to one side, or if there's some other closing movement you'd like to do, take a moment for that right now. Invite the breath to nourish you. If you are in spinal twist, gently make your way to the second side. And if you're doing something other than the spinal twist, if there's another thing you'd like to explore, take a moment for that. As Mary Oliver would say, let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. When you're ready, return to center. Hugging the knees and stretching out for Shavasana, your final resting pose. Use whatever makes you comfortable, whether it's support behind the knees, a blanket over you, socks on your feet. Make sure you're warm enough. Even with the short rest, it's helpful to be warm and cozy. It encourages our body to relax. So as you place yourself, add your layers, tuck yourself in. And as you get situated, notice how your body is resting on the support beneath you. There's one side that feels like it's leaning, even things out. And take a breath in and squeeze every single muscle. Toes and fingers, arms and legs, glutes and shoulders and belly, face, and then release it. 2 more times, inhale, squeeze every muscle in the whole body. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, squeeze it all. And release. Let the toes roll out. Let the thigh muscles lengthen. Let the gluteal muscles relax.
Allow the low back to release and melt towards your mat. Allow the upper back to spread out, taking up space. Allow the belly to rise and fall. Let the heart open. Let the hands and arms rest. And the shoulders letting go of anything they may be carrying. Swallow and relax the throat, the jaw, cheeks, the tongue. Let the eyes and the forehead rest. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshvara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Start to deepen the breath. And bring gentle movement into fingers and toes, wrists, ankle. Start to move and stretch. Inhale the arms overhead. And deepening the breath. stretching and yawning. And as you're ready, drawing the knees one at a time, both knees into the chest. Rock gently. Make your way over to one side and pause. Take your time as you press slowly up to seated. And bring the palms together in front of the heart. Inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhaling, lowering the chin. Taking a moment in this gesture of gratitude to give thanks for something in your life right now, or for someone in your life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.
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 Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ann. That was great.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Have a great day. Say hi to Spirit.
I will. I will. Yeah, she got locked out. She was being naughty. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.